All right, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Fausto. Let me get a little chat back if you guys can hear me okay. Good to see you all. All right. Just want to get a keyboard chat where I just put a little chat in the room. All right, Kenneth, thank you very much. All right. Bill, could you hear me loud and clear? Just want to make sure everybody sees everything okay. Art, Cliff, David, Dean. Good to see you, Deborah. Good to see you, Joe. All right. Good, good. Hopefully everybody's got the video cam working. Everybody can see okay. Well, welcome, everybody. My name is Fausto. I'm the president founder of CyberTradingu University. Hope everybody's enjoying their summer and they're, being confined to their homes. Hopefully everybody realized that, there's something else that we could do. And I'm going to talk about day trading. I'm going to talk about swing trading. I'm going to talk about why these things go up and down the way they do. I'm going to talk about how to avoid the 90% failure rate of today's market. And I'm going to be asking a lot of questions. So when we go out there, be prepared to answer some questions. I'm going to do a couple of polls and let's see how we all work together, But the ultimate goal today, ladies and gentlemen, is that I'm here to kind of train you a little bit about what is CyberTradingu University, what do we teach, why you need to learn this stuff, and if you really are capable of doing this. Because remember, not a lot of you really qualify to do this, and that's not a bad thing. That's actually a really good thing. I think I could teach every one of you, but you guys have to make the effort to go out there and learn how to do it. So there's a couple of things we're going to be talking about. I'm going to talk about how to understand the psychology of a trader, which is a very, very big failure rate in today's industry. People don't know how to take losses and just don't know how to trade with others. We're going to talk about how to analyzing, using the level 3 and the level 4 platform. Some of you probably familiar with level 2, probably even know they even existed. We're also going to talk about how we find these stocks and booking profits and, understanding how these orders getting executed and not getting executed, all that stuff. Bob, good to see you too. And going to cover all that good stuff. But you have to know what we're getting ourselves involved in before we do this. So let me just tell you a little bit about CyberTradingu University. Just give me about 2-3 minutes and we'll get right into the heat of things. So basically, was what we call a prop trader for about 5 years. I started when I was about 22 years old. And would end up figuring it out that when I took a job as a trader, I was actually trading on my own and I lost miserably. And you know why? You can't blame me being a 22-year-old kid. I was ignorant. I didn't want to go out there and learn from anybody and stuff. I tell everybody that. But the reason why people fail is they want to learn the hard way. They want to try first and see how things go. And let me tell you, what you guys are going to learn in the next hour, I don't care what video you watch. I don't care whose webinar you took. I don't care what class you've been taking. You are going to realize that you've been trading blind this whole time, okay? And you're going to be shocked on what you're about to learn. Actually, people tell me they learn more in this free event than if they spent on a course taken with someone at $10,000. I'm not going to blow it. You can look at the Google reviews and you can see our 5-star review and you'll see people posted up there. But how I got into this business? Why am I here? What is my interest in you? Why am I wasting my time, 12 o'clock on my lunch break to kind of talk to you people about it? Well, listen, I'm not here to sell anything, okay? The way I became very successful is the same way how I got into the business. I am looking to recruit traders that I could train so I can make money with you. That's the number one ultimate goal, okay? So I'm not here to sell you, 800 hours of videos. I'm not here to give you a free gold watch if whoever sticks around at the end. I'm not here to show you my nice, Range Rover, Maserati out there. Listen, the ego is out the door. All right. What I'm here is I'm looking for people that really want to learn how to do this. They're sick and tired dealing with their brokers or, give it to somebody else to trade it for them. Or maybe the coronavirus is putting you out of business and you're trying to find something you can make money because it's actually pretty cool staying at home, Well, that's what my ultimate goal is. If you're that person, then you're going to be shocked when we get towards the end of today's presentation. And, the thing is, I've done so many presentations around the world. I've trained hundreds of thousands, not thousands, hundreds of thousands of people around the world. I traveled all the way up to China. I've been there. I've been all over the world. I've been to Europe. I've been to South America. I've been all over Canada. Been doing webinars for 20 years. because I train my traders so good that eventually you're going to learn how to do it on your own. And probably you've seen some of my students have other schools out there, because what happens is that, when you train someone how to do it, it's not that hard. You're going to realize it's actually quite easy. What you didn't learn from anyone else is that you can't do this by yourself. Now, why do I teach? People always ask me. Well, listen, my wife, Debbie, my 3 wonderful sons, Lucas, Max, and Alex. I like spending time with my family. I like traveling with my family. Well, obviously, right now I'm spending more time with them ever because I'm in the house with them all day. Being quarantined here, can't go to my office. So because we're here in New York, it's pretty bad here, by the way, really, really bad. Actually, I don't even recommend you guys walk in the street. It's that bad. So anyway, but the thing is, my father always taught me, being a first generation Italian, my dad always taught me, he says, listen, he came with $20 in his pocket. He lived the American dream. And, the best thing he always said to me is like, listen, I work really hard for you to have a better life, till you do a lot better than me. Go out there, find something. You can spend more time with your family, go out there and, be able to do something you can make that pays a lot of money. And guess what? Being in New York, the financial capital of the world, that's what it is. It's trading. It's all about trading. But you have to surround yourself with traders so you could trade with them and make a lot of money together. That is the most important thing when it comes to trading. Thanks a lot, Bobby. I'm doing the best I can. If I'm quarantined, the only time I go to the city, if I want to get some Prince Pizza or something like that, there's a couple of famous places, or get my wife some nice chocolate chip cookies from Levon's or something like that. You probably heard of them. Or I go, pick up some steaks at my neighbor's steakhouse. But other than that, I stay far away from it. But anyway, that's another story in itself. The thing is this: when it comes to trading, ladies and gentlemen, it's worth the risk. It sure is. That's definitely worth the risk, right? But actually, not to change the subject. Remember the movie Escape from New York with Snake Plissken? That's a new joke right now, Escape from New York. So definitely recommend that movie. I get a chance to watch it. So why are we here? Why are we realistically? Are we here to make money? No. Listen, you're not here to make money. You're here to stop losing it. Cybertrade University, you got to understand, our whole motto is, you probably watch me on YouTube. You could see we have a staff here that's posting a couple links in there. If you're not if you haven't registered for our YouTube channel, we're live every morning and afternoon. We have our own Twitter feed, everything. And, and you'll see us constantly make picks out there and talk about it. But it's not about what we're looking at. It's about, finding them is easy. That's the easiest part in the world. You know what the hard thing is? Taking a loss. And and I know that's the major, major problem. So that's really our whole philosophy, what we teach at Cybertrade University. How to manage your account, how to do journals, how to shadow dominating brokerage firms, how to follow the high frequency trades, the algorithms, the dark pools. And those are the things I'm going to talk about. Now, before we get started, just one question. I'm going to do a quick poll. I'm going to share this with everybody. We'll launch this poll. I want to just get to know a little bit about everyone. Could everybody just tell me, what kind of trader are you? Are you a swing trader, options, Forex? Just want to know what kind of trader you are. Just want to be able to get that through. All right, so it's great. So it looks like we got a lot of stock traders. That looks pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to end the poll because I don't want to waste too much time. I'm going to share it with you so you guys can see what the results are. So listen, I am a stock trader. I'm a day trader specifically. I don't know if you ever guys watch. Actually, I couldn't believe he was on for a half hour on Fox Business yesterday. What's his name? The pizza guy, Barstool. The Presidente guy. He's actually getting into day trading. Everybody wants to get into day trading. So the thing is, I'm an actual day trader, and the reason why is I like to sleep at night. A lot of people look at day trading as very risky, and they say it's the most dangerous. It's actually the least risky because it's the least amount of data you really need to trade today's markets. Everybody wants to learn indicators. Everybody wants to learn, special tools, special brokerage firm. You know what? You don't need any of that crap. Okay? You really don't, because all it does is confuse you. All right? You're not a mathematician. You don't want to pretend to be one, an analyst. Just all you need to do, what I'm about to show you, is follow the money. And what you're going to realize is that trading, you've been making it complicated your whole life. You really have. You have to remember, and do not take this in a wrong way. We are the ants on the floor. Okay. We're just trying to get crumbs on the floor. That's it. We're trying to get the crumbs on the floor. You think these big brokerage firms care about you making your $1,000 a day, 500, whatever you want to make? These guys are moving millions, billions. Okay. You think they got time to play games with you? But some people think like, ooh, they're watching me. Every time like you buy a stock, the thing, goes down. Every time you sell it, it goes up. Listen, it's not that they're watching you. It's that you are not watching them. So the big thing you have to understand about being a good trader is you have to have a game plan. You got to know where to find those stocks, who's buying it, who's selling it, and most importantly, what are you risking? So let's talk about one stock that we traded this week. Actually, this is the one I traded yesterday. Anybody see the stock CORT? Court? Anybody see this stock right here, CORT? Yesterday, went from 13 to 23. What? That really happens? Yeah, actually happens every day. But anybody here trade it? Anybody saw it? Well, a couple of you say yes because you're students. Anyone else? El Guado, what about you? Greg, Helen, Irv? Guy, obviously, we know you did trade it. We do have a couple of students here, by the way. No one saw this stock. Ooh, but you definitely watched Amazon, right? Ooh, you definitely watched Tesla. You didn't see Court go from 13 at 10:30 this morning to 23 by 2:30. Hell, you know what? If you got at 15 and sold at 16, you made $1 on that, $1,000. That's $250,000. Could you imagine? How did you not see this? I'll tell you why. Because you didn't know where you were looking, and you know where to find them. You see, the way we find stocks is, I really don't care what I trade. I'm just here to make money. Okay. I don't know what Court does. I don't care what Court does. But what I do is I like to go through the big percentage gainers and losers and find out of all those stocks, which one is a Court. That's it. Now, for some of you watch me on YouTube every morning, follow me on Twitter or Facebook or even my Instagram. This is all I do. I go through this watch list and I find which one is going to give me the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. I can't trade every single one of them, but for some reason, I don't know why everybody keeps trading the same stock. Oh, what's Tesla options doing today? Oh, let's check out what Apple. Oh, there goes Apple again. There goes Apple. Well, today we got a nice little correction, didn't we? We're down about 500 points, 550. We were down 800. Been a fun day so far. Apple's down 7. I'm just looking at the Microsoft's down 11. Listen, nothing goes up in a straight line. And by the way, we also short too here. Why not? So finding them is the easy part. Okay. The big thing that you have to understand is, where do we get in? Where do we get out? Who's running it up? How did that stock go from $13 to 23? Who ran it up? Is it going to continue? When's it going to back off? That is the $64,000 question. So how do we know it went up so much? The news doesn't really bother me that much. I mean, sometimes I can't even interpret the news. I see companies beat earnings all the time. They open up lower, but obviously this news came on this stock. They got a patent and the stock went up. But people still fail. There are people out there today that bought that stock. They're like, well, I lost money on that stock because I bought it at 23. Now it went all the way down to 15. How did you know to get out? Well, it all starts with this. Level 3. Now, let me just do a quick poll question here. Here we go. Launch poll. All right. So I got a poll question here. Who here has level 3? Who's got level 3? Yeah, Bobby, I'm going to be covering that shortly, okay? Because I am a tape reader. Okay, I can see a lot of students are chatting yes. Okay, I'm gonna end the poll. All right, I'm gonna share the results. So it looks like a lot of you are saying no, and some of you, there's like 10% of you are not sure. I'll take that as a no. So you're talking about over 70, 80% of you here don't have level 3. All right. You ready to fall off your chair? Before I start teaching you this, I just have one last question in the trading room. What is it worth to you if I'm able to show you where 70% of the volume in a stock will be? Like if you're in a stock right now, what is it worth to you to know where 70% of the buyers and sellers are? What is that worth? Free? $1 million? What's it worth? And most importantly, everything, right? Lifetime, Kenneth. Well, I like that one. Everything I spent. Invincible information, Alan. All right. 10K, baby. Exactly. Right, guy? Several hundred hairs. Several doll hairs. All right. Well, when I was you 25 years ago, and I went to do my first interview on a job, and believe me, it wasn't a right, it was a privilege to get in there. Because remember, when you used to work for somebody, they didn't have to hire you. They didn't want you there. They're doing you a favor, okay? But the way they weeded out a lot of people when I started was this. And most of the people that were trying to get a job were basically failing traders. And, unfortunately, a lot of them didn't get the job because, they know right away if you're going to succeed or not. And the first question they ask you is this: if I was able to show you where all these buyers and sellers are, what's it worth to you? I said, yeah, it's worth a lot of money. Okay, that's why people spend money and bought a seat on the exchange. You ever see those people running around on the floor back in the old days? They bought a seat on that exchange without making a penny. They spend millions of dollars to buy a chair so they could be part of that private club. And you know what? You could have done it too. But unfortunately for some of us, we didn't have $5-10 million to buy a chair, buy a seat on the floor. That was just the initiation to get in there. So obviously I didn't have it. So I had to be a trader. I had to work on the NASDAQ market. So they said this to me. Okay, well, to me to give you that data is going to cost you about $1,000 a month. Okay, $1,000 a month. Now, right away, that just totally eliminated about half the people in the boardroom. They're like, I got to pay $1,000 to you for a job. They're like, yeah, because to buy the data I'm going to give you is going to cost $1,000 a month. So right away, that eliminated half the people. All right. Now, for some of you here that are students, you would pay $1,000 a month right now for it, but it doesn't cost $1,000. It doesn't cost $100. Now it's as cheap as $15. 15 lousy dollars, stinking dollars from the exchange itself, NASDAQ, to get this data, which some of you, if you watch, you probably see me on NASDAQ. I'll even show you the video. NASDAQ has me as a regular guest talking specifically and exclusively about this. Okay. Now, I don't make any money from it. I don't work for them. They are doing me a favor to kind of, be on their show, but I'm actually doing them more a favor because they say, we need more people like you, Fausto, to tell people if they want to trade the market, they need this data. Now, watch what happens when I show you how this works, because you're going to really freak out. And for a lousy $15, why would you not want this data? So anyway, let me get my little crayons out here so you guys can follow along. All right, here's my little pointer, okay? So anyway, when you look at this thing, you're like, oh, these numbers and columns. And I get it. Listen, if you could add, you'd be fine, all right? So you got the buyers over here on the left, and you got the sellers on the right. You got 3 columns: the price, the shares, and how many orders are out there. Basically, this is a negotiated market. People are negotiating around the world on NASDAQ to trade WKHS. Now, if you remember, I said the word Not buy or sell. I said trade. So you got buyers and you got sellers. They're trading this stock. So you're seeing everybody around the world on who wants to buy it and who wants to sell it. And whoever wants to buy for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. So this is why they call it a negotiated market. So now you're getting to see all these people negotiating who wants to buy and who wants to sell. Now, I don't know who these people are. You don't know. Nobody knows. But at the end of the day, these are people on the floor that hit the button on the keypad and says, yes, I am a 1,000-share buyer of WKHS at 1623. And that is the raw data of the market. Now, how do we apply this to everyday trading? Well, how do stocks go up and go down? It's not supply and demand, ladies and gentlemen. It's buyers and sellers. Remember those two words. Scratch out supply and demand out of your head right now. I mean, support and resistance. Support and resistance is overrated, okay? Is completely overrated because what makes a support and resistance is buyers and sellers. Buyers equal support. Sellers equal resistance. You need to know where the buyers are and the sellers are, not where support and resistance. Support and resistance is predicated on the past, not the future. So here you have a stock, FLMD, all right? Look at this stock from $10 from the open, went all the way down, got crushed down to $7.50. And imagine you owned it at 10 and now it's at $7.50. Like, I can't take it anymore. I got to get out. I got to sell. Okay. And then all of a sudden, look what happens from 10 o'clock all the way to 1 o'clock. It just did not want to break 750. Not because the chart said so, not because the CEO of FLDM said so. It all had to do about the 16 orders out here of 92,000 shares that make up the 16 orders to buy it at 750. Now, you got to understand, there's buyers everywhere. 1,800, 200, 1,000, 92,000 shares. I mean, what do you think is going to happen when you come up to a big amount of buyers at $7.50? Oh, is that how supports are built? Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely. Now, let's look at Intel. Ever heard of it before? I know you heard of Intel. Look at Intel. Stock goes from $47 all the way up to $50. Huge winner. $3 winner, right? In less than what? A half hour, 15 minutes actually, right? Big winner, huge. And then it just came right back down to 47. Ever happened to you before? Ever like, why didn't I sell at 50? 50 is a very, in the, I was always told like stocks will never break 50. No, listen, you could tell you just keep telling yourself that. Okay. The reason why, and the only reason why it didn't want to break 50 is because there was this 300,000 share seller at $50. And there are 461 orders from around the world. And that could be you, that could be me, that could be Goldman, that could be, it could be, Biden, it could be President Trump, it could be everybody. It could be anyone. We don't know what it is. It could be everybody. But at the end of the day, it's not your, how do I say it? Your reasoning to get in and out of it because, well, who's selling? Who cares who's selling it? Who cares? Is that going to change anything? Oh, it's Fausto. Fausto's out there. Who the hell's Fausto? Right? Okay. Oh, but I heard Goldman's. It doesn't matter. All you know is there's a big block order has been sitting out there. And if you know what, if you didn't know to get out before he did, you would have rolled the stock down to 47. Any questions so far? I'm sitting here talking away. Any questions about that? Let me go back. Any questions? Now, does that make sense? Does anyone confused? That's just yes or no. Is anybody confused as of right now? Bobby says no. Mike says no. Julie says no. Jan says, interesting. Okay, well, I guess I got your interest. I like that. Ken, so I saw a $50 big sell. What caused it to drop way down? Well, Kenneth, let's think about this for a second. If you came up to a big seller, what do you think's going to happen? What do you realistically think is going to happen when you come up to a big seller? And if he doesn't sell it at that price, there's only one other way for him to get out. He's going to hit the bid. And he's probably the guy that ran the stock down. He's like, hey, I'm looking to sell 300,000 shares. Me and the other, 461 people around the world. Eventually, everybody's be like, you know what? Auto sell. Okay. Is the 3,857 significant? Well, the average, orders are out there are roughly between 1,000 and 5,000. Okay. You could see it, but 200,000 and 300,000, that's significant. Question, but NASDAQ TV has only NASDAQ order book. What are the other exchanges? Those limit orders have to move in price. Okay, so I didn't get to that question, but to answer it really quickly, you are correct. There are other, what we call these ECNs, electronic communication networks out there. There's Archipelago, there's EDGX, there's BATS. Yes, and there's platforms out there that will aggregate them together. Like Carlos, like on TradeStation, they have their matrix. So you could order all these books. But the reason why I'm specifically talking about NASDAQ is because we all know the name. And they're one of the largest out of them all. So that's why specifically I'm talking about NASDAQ, because that's where it was founded on. Now, yes, there are more of them out there, but this is one of several. Okay? And there's not that many. I think there's like 5 or 6, But if I start talking about Archipelago, you guys go, what the hell's Archipelago? What's Archipelago? Like, where do you get Archipelago from? And this and that, So I'm trying to show you the simplest place where to find it and a name that you guys know of. Let's look at this stock. Draftking. Okay. Now, is Draftking going up or going down? Let me stop and just results. So let me just do a quick, let me do a poll. How about that? Is the stock going up or down? Okay. If I buy the ECN data on TradeStation, the matrix will show and consolidate orders? Yes, it will. Yes. But let's answer this question. Absolutely got to quit. I don't understand where you came up with, you thought the stock was going up. This stock is legitimately trending down. Okay. Now, Ken says, I'm sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. Well, listen, you'd rather be fat fingered here on the keyboard than with real money. Okay. So here's a $64,000 question. Is Draftking going to zero? Yes or no? Is it going to zero? Yes or no? Because it's trending down. No, it's not. I mean, it could happen, right? But it's going to bounce sooner than later, right? Something is going to make it go up. If you were short, you're not shorting a stock at 38, anticipation going to zero. You might want to cover at 15 or 36. I don't know. So what do we need for this stock to go up? What do we need for the stock to go higher? Ken, you got the answer wrong. Wow, you guys learn pretty quickly. You need buyers. You don't need support, Chris. Support is the past. You need buyers, okay? And you need a lot of them. Now, does support show you buyers? When you look at the past, does it show you buyers in the past? No. You got to look in the future. And the only way to see the future is having level 3. So we're going to look at Draftking, and we're going to work our way down. And you can see here's 37, which is where we're at pretty much. Oh, wow, look at that. You got 2,500 buyers. That's not bad. 400, 1,400, 300, 200, 100, 100. Wow, why would anybody waste their time? 200, When you get all the way down to 36.67, holy crap, 59,000 shares. There's 13 people out there. Without even thinking, to me, that is a lot of buyers, where the average buyer at every price level is really not that much. So that is a lot of buyers. So in theory, I would assume, without even looking at the past, predicting the future, that 36.67 is a legitimate support level. Because remember, what makes support levels are buyers. Okay, I love this question. Carlos, we didn't get to that yet. Carlos questions, can these be manipulated? Okay, we didn't get to that yet, but I'm glad you brought that up. But let's just stick with this because we're going to talk about that in the next couple of slides. So let's change the slide. Look what happened to Draftking. It went all the way down, hit the support level, went right back to 37.40, came back down. The guy never left. An hour later, and it went all the way back to 37.80. Just by buying it, if you bought it where that buyer was at 36.70 and you sold it at, I don't know, 37, let's just say, in a matter of what, 30 minutes, you make yourself 40 cents, 1,000 shares, $400, $100,000 salary. Who doesn't want that job? Who gets paid $400 an hour? Actually, $400 every 30 minutes. Who gets paid that? Okay. Especially in today's times, we're all quarantined, right? What are we going to do? That's why you see people flocking to the stock market when they see stuff like this and they says, wow, that's amazing. That's a lot of money. Of course, a lot of money, but it also includes you knowing where the buyers and sellers are. Okay. Now, eliminating charts altogether. Eliminating everything, all these platforms and indicators, all that. Let's just look right at the data, okay? Where is resistance levels on Intel? Where would you think the stock is going to have a tough time going higher? Steve, what software I'm using? We're using what we're using right now. We're using NASDAQ software, their own. I am showing you a seat on their exchange. You have access to it. Bobby, absolutely. And I'm telling you right now, Bobby's question, can this strategy be used for options? Let me tell you something about options. If you don't know if you're not a good stock trader, you're going to be a horrible options trader. It's the movement of the stock that makes an option move. So how do you know what option to trade if you don't even know what the stock is doing? Just because you got a strategy doesn't work that way. Someone's at front door. Oh. Someone's at my front door. Looks like my son's got to get ready to go to the pool. All right. So if you said 61, congratulations. You're absolutely right. I mean, is it really hard to add now all of a sudden? What are you looking for? You're looking for a big, big order, which we call here at CyberTrading University an iceberg order. Right there, smack in the middle, there's an iceberg order. Okay? Big, big iceberg order right there at 76. Okay. So without looking at a chart, without looking at anything crazy, I would automatically assume that's where I want to get out. Looking at this chart, doesn't look like the stock's going down. This chart looks gorgeous, like it's going higher. All right. Trend is up 60.45. It's almost at 61. Absolutely. Guess what? It didn't go up. It went down. Why did it go down? Because Fausto said so, because they talked about it on CNBC. Why did it go? It only went down for one simple reason. This guy did not get executed. And by the way, it's not one person. It's 465 different orders around the world that are trading Intel that are trying to get out of this thing. Why screw with the data? Why go out there and try to question? But it's such a good company. I like Intel. I know AMD, it's hurting AMD and Intel. Listen, when people talk to me, I'm like, la, 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 la. Like, I'm not sounding like a little kid, but I mean, like, being honest. I'm like, listen, you keep telling yourself that. There's a big order out there, and it's the only reason why it's going down. Because by the time you sit there and try to analyze it, guess what? You're out, 30 cents, $3, whatever it is. So, Okay, question also says, do we have to screen tools for this level 3? Well, listen, Walter, do you want to see this live, Walter? You want to see this actually happening in the market and really like, because listen, anybody can make a PowerPoint, right? Anybody could, I'm pretty good at making PowerPoints and so is my staff. Doesn't really could you prove it to me? Could you prove it and show it and put your money where your mouth is? Because everybody's like to talk, right? But could we see it? Well, guess what? Congratulations. At the end of this presentation, in about 15 minutes, I'm going to show you how to get in there. I'm going to show you how to watch it. Okay? I'm going to show you how to find it. So anyway, here we call them iceberg orders. So I need traders I could train that could find iceberg orders because there's really no software out there that does that, that helps scans the market for you. We need to do this manually. That is the art of what we teach at CyberTrading University. Now, to get to one of your questions, one of you said, how do we know these are not fake orders or they manipulate this and that? Well, first of all, why would you get into a business where you're dealing with a bunch of cheaters and liars and thieves, right? I think that's why you always see these politicians freak out on Wall Street. I just think they're just jealous. I mean, honestly, I just think why don't you listen to the other side, right? Why do you hate Wall Street so much? Because people are killing themselves and, trying to make a living and working 8 hours a day. And we could sit here as traders and make thousands of dollars in minutes. I mean, people look at it they feel like it's stealing. No, it's not. That's how this is just the industry and the trade that I took. And you could take this trade too. No one's putting a gun to your head. But I just think people are just so angry and so jealous. Well, you know what I found out? If you can't beat them, join them. I mean, because when you look at him wow, this sounds like a pretty cool looking job. And I could do this from home and this is all I need to do. Yeah. But the reason why people get themselves in trouble is they don't want to take the time to learn it. Now, regarding getting back to the fake news, okay, which is AK fake orders, there's no such thing of a fake order out there. There's no brokerage firm that will let you put a fake order out there. And whoever tells you that has absolutely no clue what they're talking about. And do yourself a favor, you better run out the door and don't even listen to single words because that guy is not a trader. Now, can somebody cancel an order? Of course we could. Could somebody change his mind? Of course they could. But NASDAQ will not allow anybody to put an order out there and be good for it. You have to be good for it. Now, and then I guess somebody said, what about spoofing? Listen, spoofing, please. You know what? You think a brokerage firm wants to get fined millions of dollars? Okay. Actually, I just heard today on the news, Robinhood's getting sued for $10 million because they didn't disclose how these brokerage firms really make money, which is payment for order flow. So, okay, big deal. So they made $10,000, $10 million bucks. They're making probably 10 million an hour. And yes, this is not a full-time job. Actually, we only work about an hour a day. So anyway, well, let's get right to this. Just check the time and sales. Everybody see time and sales right here? I know people neglect this, but you see right here, there was a seller of 26,000 at 44. Look right here what happened on SDC. The stock had such a tough time breaking it. Right here, 12, 12, 12, 12. Not only for the day, but for 2 days. This guy's been out there for a while, okay? Eventually, somebody bought it from him, and you could see the transactions that took place, and the stock went from 12 to 1380. Boom, like that. How is that even possible? Well, the reason it didn't go there the day before because that guy never got taken out. All right? Eventually, someone says, you know what? I like the company. I want to buy it. Just follow the money. All you have to do is follow the money. So can these orders get executed is what the question is? Yes, it could happen. And the way we confirm it is by time and sales, by seeing if those transactions are taking place. So does that seem hard? Did anybody learn anything so far? What did you guys learn? What did you guys learn so far? That I'm stupid. Listen, nobody's dumb here. Learn how to follow the money. Okay, Bobby. How to be smarter. Okay. Well, Carlos, I always tell everybody, isn't there like a whole motto in business? It's like, stop working harder, just work smarter. It's like trading. Trust the data. I like that one. Follow the money. Follow the money. Jan, follow the money. Good. Hoff says, understand the info. You just got to, why do you need to sit there and analyze it? Just follow the money. Now, for some of you that are going to be coming joining me in my trading room, because I'm going to invite every single one of you to come in my trading room, because I'm going to practice what I preach. I'm going to show it to you live. And something I did not tell you is wait till I teach you level 4. This is going to freak you out. Because remember, you were all asking, could you add other ECNs to it? Yes, you can. And I'm going to show it to you. And I'm going to show you how long those guys been out there and how many shares they have defaulted and who's executing it. So if you thought this was easy, wait till I show you level 4. You're going to fall off your chair. Okay? This is how we make money in trading. This is how we stop losing money and not be part of that 80-90% failure rate, because 99% of the people that trade today are self-taught. 99%. Only 1% of you people out there actually spent money and bought training. Why is it 99%? Because people say, well, let me try it. Let me see how it goes. Why I got to spend money? Listen, I'm telling you right now, you're going to spend money regardless. If you're here and you're looking for free stuff, then start looking for a broker. You're wasting your time. I know it because I was guilty of it. The difference between us and me 25 years ago is I wasn't a 20-year-old kid. I'm going to be 49 in about 2 weeks. Listen, I got smarter. I got wiser. Okay. I didn't get lazy. Okay. Alan has a question. I heard about your, about getting level 4. Well, Alan, I'm going to show you guys, right after where we're at. But I'm going to show you stuff like this. I mean, look at this, SDC. Look at these sellers out there. Guy's been out there. He got executed. Boom. Orders got executed. Boom, boom. I'm going to show you exactly how this stuff works. It's going to freak out. So, fellow traders, let's stop being confused, okay? I know you want to play this game. I know you want to make money. I know you, more importantly, want to stop losing it, okay? But it's time to take matters in your own hands. It's time to, get kicked off this coronavirus, be confined to your house and start profiting from it. Some of you sitting there like, oh, I wish I bought it in March. Yeah, people bought in February and got crushed and they sold in March and lost everything. Why did it go up? These are things you're going to learn that you're going to teach you. You just got to learn how to be, trade smarter, not harder, which a logo we go by is keep it super simple. That's all you got to do. Now, to be successful in trading, this is other misconception people make. First of all, I think you need a lot of money to do this, and that's complete BS. Okay. And secondly, you don't need a stock to go from 1140 to 1360. You don't need a $2 winner. You know what you need? A 50-cent winner. 50 cents on 1,000 shares, and you had several opportunities to do it. If you just made a lousy 50 lousy stinking cents, right there, ladies and gentlemen, is $500 a day. There's your $100,000 salary. That's all it is. Who here wouldn't want to add his $100,000 salary, or maybe even get a $100,000 salary, or maybe a $250,000 salary? Because the goal is to make $1 a day. That's usually we teach. But once again, who really trained you? Who was your mentor? How many people did you learn from? It's time to stop pretending, and it's time to capitalize on it. It's never too late to get into this market. Okay. You got an election that's coming up. We could have a huge rally. We could have a huge crash. But you know what? And then after the election's over, even now, look at the market's down 700 points. You know what I mean? Do you even know why it's down 700? Why? You couldn't short today? Why not? I mean, let's go out there and learn from real professionals. Let's stop pretending and let's start spending more time with our family. Let's start doing the dream of being a professional trader and be successful at it. And going out there and, taking care of our grandkids or our children, and buying them and paying for their college, not taking student loans. You know what I mean? And be able to spend more time doing it instead of getting worked and stressed out and being your own boss. Because the whole goal is to enjoy life. That's what makes it great. You could do this anywhere in the world. You don't have to go on a train anymore. You don't got to be stuck in traffic. I mean, knowing me being here in New York, before this whole coronavirus, you know what it is? People have to go the stress to go into the city. What a disaster that is. Let somebody else deal with it. I'd rather stay home, trade the market, turn on a TV, meet a couple of good people in the industry. Surround yourself with good traders. That's what it's all about. And if you got that in you, I want to teach you so you can be part of my team. But let me show you before you make your next trade. And then you'll know why CyberTrading University has been endorsed by more brokerage firms and has been featured than any other school in the industry. These companies do background checks on us. They do their due diligence. Don't sit there and question it. Do you think Thinkorswim would have me on their show talking about trading if they thought it was teaching people how to lose money? Let me give you a little insider, okay? They want you to learn how to trade because if you know how to trade, you'll be their client forever. You think they want you to blow up your account? They don't want that. They make nothing from that. They want to keep you forever. They want that residual. That's how trading works. And that's why I've been in business for 25 years. But it all starts here, everybody. It all starts right here. I want to invite every single one of you to come in my trading room. And, we start around 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to teach you how to pre-market. You're going to get a crash course on trading. You're going to be able to talk to an education advisor. But the goal is, I don't want you to look at our winners, okay? I want you to look at our losers. I want you to see how we get out. Like Draftking. I don't know if you guys were in my YouTube this morning, but I lost money on Draftking yesterday. And thank God I did, because I think I lost 40 cents on it. If I didn't lose 40 cents, it would have been a $4 loss. $400 is a lot better than $4,000. Okay. How did I know to get out of it? You're going to see it live. So judge us on our losers, not on the winners. And also look at the students in the room that we trained. See how they get into it. Now, listen, I don't want to discourage anybody, but remember I told you, trading's not for everybody. Okay. But there's only one way to find out. All I'm asking is for $9. $9. That's it. Okay. Now you're like, wait a minute. I don't get this. You want me in my trading room? You want $9? Yes. I'll tell you why. I don't need the $9. Okay. I really don't need the $9. The $9 just shows me that you're going to make a commitment. And I know, you are who you say you are. We need to know exactly who you are. We get hecklers. We get people that steal our ideas. We don't know who you are. Some of you are, just registered. But if you're serious and you want to be able to talk to somebody, you want to see some live trading going on, take $9 out of your pocket right now and register. The link's up on the board. And you know what? And after 7 days, if you don't want to continue, if you don't like it, I'll give you $9. Just say, it's not for me. Can I have my refund? I'll give it back to you. This is just an application fee to let me know if you say who you really are. Now, this is what you're going to get. The Cyber Group Trading Room, 3 daily market meetings, a morning and afternoon watch list, a personal education advisor, a Q&A trading session, and for the first 20 people that register right now, I will even call you myself, because for me to continue having you in my trading room, I got to make sure that you're capable of doing what you can do. It's a lot of work to train somebody. Okay. If anybody owns a business, I think that's the worst thing people like doing, but you know what? It's got to be done. And a lot of you, I got to make sure that, you're capable of doing it. So we're going to have a little interview. I'm going to ask some questions. So go out there and register.